So in late 2013, I found myself being interested in mechanical keyboards as kind of a passing topic of interest. I definitely couldn't afford one, but I was interested in them. You see, I used to browse around at the local Best Buy, back when we had a local Best Buy. And, well, the mechanical keyboards there started at $150, so that wasn't going to happen. I was working a job, but it was a minimum wage job. Although, to be fair, $7.25 an hour meant a lot more back in 2013 than it does now. So, yeah. There was a couple of factors that were playing against me, though. You see, number A, Pokemon X and Y had just come out at this point in 2013, so priorities had to be considered. But also, two, the job that I was working at was partaking in an egregious amount of wage theft. I was working somewhere between 15 to 30 hours a week at $7.25 an hour. And that was getting me a bi-weekly paycheck of somewhere in the neighborhood of $60 to $130. So anyway, in 2014, I ended up getting let go from... What, I can't name drop?
Yeah, no, not until we got a real audience.
And I started working at a local lawn mowing thing that... Okay, so somebody that my mom knew actually knew somebody else that ran a local lawn mowing business, and he'd been doing that for a long, long time. And so I got involved in the summer of 2014. Well, late spring, whatever. I got involved in 2014, and they paid out a decent amount of money. It definitely wasn't a living or anything like that, but it was enough that I had spending cash that I could use whimsically without having to plan for it. And so I went on eBay and I searched mechanical keyboard. Set my price limit at $75, dug around for a little bit, and I ended up finding a Dell AT-101W. Looked alright in the pictures. The seller assured me that it was in working condition, the price was right, and so I picked it up. It showed up, and it felt disconcertingly light. But then I set it down, and I started typing on it. It's quite alright. It's a curious keyboard, because when you pick it up, it feels like it should be cheap and shitty. Although there's not a whole lot of deck flex, to its credit. I've had very expensive laptops that have a lot more flex in them than this thing does. But, like, it feels light. It doesn't feel like it should be of any quality. And then you go to use it, and it's like, oh, this thing's actually pretty good. It's definitely not an enthusiast-grade keyboard. But at the same time, this was like $300. And I actually don't like this one very much, because it's like... It's a little bit too skeletal for my liking, okay? Come on, Keychron. So, yeah. I don't know. I did alright with my first mechanical keyboard. Does that warrant a video? Probably not, but then again, this is basically the online equivalent to public access television. There is something about this, though, that makes it at least a little bit interesting to the correct people. You see, after I purchased this, I went back and I looked at the listing, because something about it something seemed a little bit too familiar. Not in the sense of like, oh, this is a listing that I've seen before. This is a scam. No, not like that. It was the location that the item pictures were taken in just looked familiar. Looked like I'd seen that place before. Also, the seller's handle looks kind of familiar. Like I'd seen it before. But I couldn't place where. And then this thing showed up. And with all of these factors together, on top of the fact that this keyboard came from New Jersey. Yeah, I got my first mechanical keyboard from vwestlife. Thanks, man. This thing's actually really nice. It feels like it should be cheaper than it is. But then you go to use it and it's really nice. I actually like this. It's such a curious keyboard. And that's why I love it.